figured I'd show you my 1966 Chevrolet pickup truck. Used to be a C10, now it's a C20. Used to have a 283 with a 3-speed on the column, and now it's got a 5.9 12-valve Cummins with a Getrag 5-speed. I set it on a 72 Camper Special frame. Got disc brakes on the front, Dana 60 in the rear. Only had to change one cab mount, and that was the back cab mount. Everything else bolted right up perfect. And that's the original seat. It had a seat cover on it since new, and I took it out and threw it away because it looked like a 65-year-old shower curtain. I had to box the firewall, and when you put it in reverse, it just bumps the seat, but it works just fine. It's an all original body truck. I put new gauges in it. I'm not done wiring it yet, and that's why it's got a rat nest full of wires hanging out there. But this here on the door, all of this here is not rust. That is chewing tobacco spit. It was my uncle's truck, or my daddy's uncle's truck, and he died in '92, and he gave it to me. And I pulled it, sit in the barn from '92 until 3 years ago, and I drug it home and tore it apart, took the whole body off of it and switched everything out. That's the original 1966 wood. I put a turnover ball in it because I do use the truck. I haul cows to the market and whatever else. I don't pull real heavy with it. I mean, you can, but I don't. It's worked hard enough his whole life. I just take it easy. It does have just a little bit of rust in the bottom of each fender, but the rockers are solid. I took the plugs out, shined the light in them, and they're just look like the day they left the factory on the inside. This is the first truck I can remember riding in when I was little. We used to go feed the cows, and I wasn't tall enough to see over the back seat. And my daddy's uncle, he would stack Levi Garrett chewing tobacco boxes in the seat there, cases, stack 2 cases, and I would stand on them and look out the back glass as they fed the cows. I got newer 17-inch 8-lug wheels off of a newer HD. That's the original bumper, grill. It does have got a crease in the hood here. That was from a farming accident years ago. Now we get to the good stuff. It's dusty under here where I've been driving it, but took the heater box out, and that line there is where the Chevrolet firewall used to start, and cut it there and boxed it in. This is actually a 93 intercooled 12 valve. I haven't put the intercooler on it yet. I just wanted to make sure everything was right and get all the bugs worked out of it before I cut the radiator support to put the intercooler in. So I just flipped the turbo up and made it non-intercooled for the time being. But I made all the body mounts, all the motor mounts. And just a lot of help from the internet, but they don't make a kit for this one. And a lot of people set the motor out, I think, way out too far, so they don't have to box the firewall. But the further you get it back, the better it's gonna ride and be more like a factory truck. The radiator is out of a big block Chevrolet. It keeps it just as cool as it can be. Got wheel wood disc brake proportioning valve on it. Got a wheel wood clutch master cylinder. This is a brake booster off of, I think it's a 93 or 4 S10. I had a guy make this box here. He makes street rods and takes these trucks and puts LS motors in them, and he made me the hydraulic system for the clutch and all that, and it works just like the factory one on the Dodge. Done a heater delete on it, which don't ever drive it in the winter time. But motor had 650,000 on it, and we tore it down, and it still had all the hone marks in the cylinders, but we tore it down and completely rebuilt it, and she's good to go for 650 more. That's where he had it lined up at Bull Tire, 58,143 miles, 4478. Truck, it's got 66,000 miles on it. It's a 66 model, and it's got 66,000 miles, original miles on it. I used a factory steering column, steering box, and I had a place in town put the ends on my lines, and they hooked right to the pump just like the factory Cummins did. There's the last time it was inspected. Crank it up here for you. Like, I don't have the switch or anything wired up like I want it yet, so I just got a little kill switch and a push button. I am going to change the C10. I'm just looking for, I hate to buy new ones because they're so expensive. I'm going to change them to C20 if I can ever find some good used ones. If you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Like I said, I did everything but make the clutch system. And I had a lot of help from my daddy and my friends, but we got it together. Got plenty of clearance in the fan and the radiator. And I'll let you in on a little secret here. That it's extremely hard to get those round corners on both sides and blend it all in and make it look right. So that is a wheel bar from Lowe's that I cut. This is the bottom. There's actually right there's one of the holes. Right there's one of the other holes. I put a bolt in both holes where the handles bolt on it. This is the front of the wheel bar, and I cut the top and then put it on the. I made this down here. I think it was 11 gauge I bent, but it all worked out good. And it no rattles, and it really rides and drives very surprisingly well for what it is. I would say it rides and drives better than it did when it was new, which is very hard to believe. Like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I built a reese hitch for the back because it just had a little place where you put the ball on the bumper, but